Okay.
No, we had all those caves. I don't think they've ever
I don't
seen
think
one.
I know, never.
Are you
Something that like seems like a
We're
good
ready to
idea,
go?
but people just don't use them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you guys are ready.
cool? So could you just tell us a little more about Harvard Square Homeless Shelter and what specifically the street team does?
Yep. So we're a student-run shelter. Sorry. Should I like look at should I look at you or like the?
Yeah, I guess
pretend.
yeah.
Yeah,
Camera.
wait.
Well, I feel
No,
like
you
we're
look at
not,
them. You look
but
at them.
it's
It's gonna be weird if I'm like
Wait, huh?
looking
No, I
off
feel
the
like-
side.
Well, I feel like
Actually,
Whatever.
it could be like I'm talking, like they're talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to be talking to the
yeah,
camera. Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you can just look here. Sorry, sorry if it feels weird, but yeah, so they're talking to you. But
Okay.
Yeah, you can just look at Wishan, I guess.
All right.
Yep.
So we're a student-run homeless shelter, totally undergraduates and graduates from the Harvard community and a couple other communities as well. But we run an emergency shelter. We have two kinds of beds. We have 2-week beds, and we also give out one-night emergency beds every night. We operate from about November to mid-April each year. And the outreach team is what Nancy Rose and I take care of during the year. So we have maybe a group of about 25 volunteers. And we send them out every evening from about 7:30 to 10. And they go out into the square and kind of the area around Harvard Square. And they'll find people who are staying outside or people also who want to come in and stay with our shelter. But we distribute food, resources, try to connect people to social services around the area. And a big part of it is just kind of going out and talking with people in the community, trying to let them know about what we offer here at HSHS. And it's definitely like a part of the shelter that we've been very passionate about for a while, and it's great to have other people interested in what we do and trying to help us do it better.
And how does the street team right now keep track of resources that they hand out or places that they visit?
We do it in a pretty haphazard way right now. Some people.
Sorry, would you mind like repeating kind of the question when you're answering? Because I don't know if we're gonna keep us like our recordings in it. So like, if you could say like the way we like currently
Yeah.
keep record.
Yeah. So the way we currently keep record of the resources that we've handed out each night and where we've done it is pretty haphazard. Some people will pull up a little note thing on their iPhone and type it in. When I've gone out in the past, I rely on my memory to do it, which usually fails me. When we come back and take notes afterwards on the computer, and they get sent out to all of Street Team. And most people that I have gone out with just try to keep track of things in their mind and then come back and forget. So we're usually estimating the number of people we talk to, the number of things we handed out, which is fine, but it would be ideal to have a more realistic number.
So how do you think the allocator could help you, I guess, accomplish your mission?
better.
So I think it's a great way to, like Nancy Rose said, we have a lot of like error and like we're very estimation based when we're thinking about how much we're giving out. So we thought the app was really awesome in terms of telling us like where we're giving things out. That was a very interesting feature to me that never really thought about, like a map-based system where we're actually logging what spots are kind of the hot spots in terms of resources we're giving out, and also what we're giving out at each spot, how much supplies we're going through each night, because it's really important because we have to work with a finance director and the supplies director here at the shelter to kind of justify how much the shelter's spending on our budget, how much of each kind of thing that we're buying. So it's great to have a real precise way of measuring exactly what we're giving out and where we're giving out, because the where part, another thing is that it will tell us how we can adjust our route, because street teamers, they kind of have a certain route that they take through the square, and every now and then people outside will find new places to set up, places to sleep, and it's good to have like a route that's we can adapt to new patterns of where people are, and this is like something very new for us, that we can actually use the data to inform where we're going out on these nightly routes and not get in just a habit where we might potentially miss some key groups of people that might not know about us or might just like really be looking for a place to stay. So to us, it's an awesome way to improve a very, like Nancy Rose said, imprecise method of tracking all this stuff.
The other way that we found that it could be useful is the resource guide that you are creating. it'll be super helpful for street teamers who go out, because we train them on what resources there are in the area, where they can find them, but it's nice to have it all at the touch of your fingertips. Being able to look through different resources such as housing, medical clinics, where to get dental help, where to get just all kinds of things, to have it there to be able to look through rather than searching through all these individual websites, which can be really tough sometimes. So that'll be really helpful to the people on street team, as well as I think people in the shelter, including the resource advocates who work inside the shelter to help people find resources. It's just really nice to have everything condensed really easily like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have the app, because like the resource advocates and the people who really specialize in this, in like service providers and connecting people, they go through a lot of trainings, and like they devote a lot of time to trying to get familiar with all this like vast array of services provided in the Boston area. Street teamers and like other staff members don't really have the like luxury of doing weekly meetings like every week to just learn about these services. So like it's like a way to kind of make up for that that gap in like our knowledge about services, and it's a way to, when we bring in street teamers each year, it's something quick that they can use and like just bring out on shift with them to almost substitute for. I mean, it's not exactly the same thing, but it's a substitute for the massive amounts of training that have to go into getting used to all these things, so that we can really connect people reliably with the app. So like, to me, it's just like, it's a way to instantly get our street teamers kind of up to speed with this kind of confusing and a little bit intimidating array of services. That like, it's one of the frustrating things about this kind of work is that there are a lot of services out there, but what's the hard part is actually like connecting people and getting them to access and use those services. So this to me is like a key thing that will bridge that gap between the service providers and the people who really need them. And it's allowing street teamers to take part in this process without having to go through this huge training process.
You're like re-inspiring me.
Cool. And how, well, you pretty much answered most of the questions I had. How do you see the shelter integrating this app quickly? Do you think it would take time to train people on it, or do you think it could work with the processes you have pretty easily?
I think it could fit in quite well. I think it's something that's very easy to just, you have it on your phone. They're all kind of carrying the phones that are able to use this app. I think it's very easy to just have that in your pocket, bring it out during the shift, because we already sort of, as Nancy Rose said, the pattern was kind of people making notes on their phone about what we're giving out. This is basically substituting like a way better version of that. So I think it is very easy to integrate. I think the one thing that will be like important to work on as we go forward is just trying to keep the log of the service providers up to date, and very like, it's hard because a lot of these groups, they're small kind of agencies, they're often like changing location. We've dealt with
changing phone numbers.
Yeah, so like keeping it up to date is pretty important, but I think it's very doable. This is like laid a great foundation to start. So I think that's like one thing on my mind going forward is like a good area to focus on, but I think it will be very easy to integrate, very natural.
And from what we've seen of the app, the prototype that you guys showed us, it just looks very intuitive, very easy to use, and I don't think it'll require much training, especially because everyone is just so used to using apps like that these days.
True.
Cool. Wait, and Anika, do you guys have other things you want to